Shalom Yesharala. First and foremost, I to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to those Akim that's preached the word in all truth and sincerity, along with the Israelite foreigner brothers that like the heathens, but the line and false side goes back to the nation of Israel, which nation of Israel are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the prophecies and curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter and throughout the Bible. So this is brother Yakar Amap, the lesson, and today's lesson will be entitled God is not all love. You know, I'm just going to go on some precepts and Lord willing, you brothers and your sisters out there be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemon Shai. In this lesson, I'll be going to how the heading Father Yahweh, whom the world ignorantly calls God, is not all love, because Esau has deceived the whole world by Christianity uh, to instill in the mind of people that God is all love, and that he doesn't bring judgment and that the Lord hates, when indeed that's false, that the Lord is all love, because that is a false balance um, and according to the scriptures. And let's just get that real quick in Proverbs 11:1. And it reads, a false balance is abomination to the Lord Yahweh, but a just way is his delight. Right, so the Lord deals with balance. The Heavenly Father Yahweh deals with perfect balance, man. So the Lord don't own is not all love. He does love his people, the Israelites, beginning on with the elect, but it's a nation of people on earth whom he hates, which are the biblical Edomites. Because when you go to Romans 9 and verse 13, it reads, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Right, so this was written in the book of Malachi, which this is Apostle Paul speaking to the church of Rome, which were to the Israelite foreigners, and it's written in the book of Malachi, the first chapter, that the Lord loves Jacob, which are the Israelites, you know, and the Lord hates Esau, which are you so-called white people today, you know. And let's just get Exodus 15 and 3, because these are all the characteristics of the heading Father Yahweh, whom the world doesn't know, because the people have been deceived by the God of this world, which is Esau Edom, uh, to believe a lie, man. You know, this is Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3, and it reads, the Lord Yahweh is a man of war. Right, so the Lord Yahweh is a man of war, man. The Lord is a man, and he's a man of war, because you also have a doctrine going out, that, a lot of people are saying that God is a woman, when that's totally false, man. The heading father is a man, and he's a man of war, and he's a so-called black man with white woolly hair, as well as his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. You know, it says the Lord Yahweh is his name because whenever the Lord is in all caps, that's talking about the heavenly Father Yahweh. You know, as you will see right here when you break it down in Hebrew, is Yahweh, which means Yah means he, and Hawa means is. It's like Yah means he, and Hawa means is, to be, or he exists. As it says right here, the existing one, but it means he exists or he is to be, you know, so, or he is, so that's the true name of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, whom the world ignorantly calls God, you know. And let's go to some more precepts in Isaiah 45 verse 7, and it reads, I form the light and create darkness. Yes, so the Lord forms the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord Yahweh, do all these things, right? Because the Lord controls and sanctions everything in the earth, you know. And the Lord have the angels, whether it be on the right hand side or the left hand side, you know, doing his bidding on earth, because the Lord sends out uh, the 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 demons, the left-handed angels, which are the demons, to fulfill His will on earth, to bring judgment on wicked individuals. Because it talks about evil angels in Psalm 78. I'm just trying to find it real quick. Um, Psalm 78, and let's see. Um, yep, this is Psalm 78, verse 49, and it reads, "He cast upon them the fierceness of His anger, wrath and indignation and trouble, by sending evil angels among them." Right. So this was happening during the time of Egypt. When the Lord was plaguing them Egyptians. But them evil angels, the point I want to get was them evil angels are demons on the left hand side. That's a son of the Most High, because Satan is the son of the Most High. And the Lord used Satan to bring judgment upon the earth. You see, so because the Lord is not going to do nothing, but He revealeth, but He gives the word, because the angels are obey the will of the Most High, His commandments. Psalms 103 and let me see, yep, Psalms 103 and verse 20, and it reads, "Bless the Lord Yahweh, ye His angels that excel in strength," because the angels are mighty, they're very strong, and they're very terrible to look upon, you know, because whenever we read in the scriptures, there are different accounts. For example, the book of Judges dealing with Samson before he was born, his parents had seen an angel, and they say that the angel looked at very fearful and terrible looking, man. So the angels are very mighty, and they're very strong and fearful to look upon, man. You know, it says, "Bless the Lord Yahweh, ye His angels that excel in strength, that do His commandments, hearkening to the voice of His word." Right. So the angels, whether they be on the right hand side, which are the righteous angels, and the left hand side, which are the demons, they all do they all hearken unto the voice of the Heavenly Father Yahweh's word and do it. So if the Lord says unto Satan, go and uh, judge this, stir up some wickedness in this area, so this person can get judged, the angels are gonna do it. You know, and the Lord's not wicked for that, because the Lord, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, He can do anything He wants to do. This is the Lord's earth. The Lord created us. We are not subject. Slocket, the Lord's not subject to us. We're subject. We're subject unto His will. You know. Um, this is Amos 3:6. It says, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh have not done it?" Right. So if it's a little baby that got shot in the head, then the Lord did that. If an old lady got ran over by a truck or a bus, the Lord did it. Because those people are suffering their sins, are paying for their sins from this lifetime and their past life. Because none of us is innocent. No one's innocent when they perish, man. When they die, even us, no one's innocent. You know, Job 4:7 in the reach. "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish, being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off?" Right. So no one, whoever dies on the earth, they wasn't innocent. Because they're paying for their sins that they committed in that lifetime that they lived. When they got judged, and they're paying for the sins in their past life. Because reincarnation is biblical. And the righteous were never cut off, because the righteous was always here to serve Yahweh Shimon Shai in all truth and sincerity. You know, um, the righteous are the elect. You know, Deuteronomy 32 and 39. "See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." Right. So the Lord It's a duality with the Lord. The Lord kills, he makes alive. The Lord wounds and he heals. And if the Lord wants to get you, he gonna get you, man. There's no one that can deliver you. You can't deliver yourself from the wrath of the Lord, man. You know, it's a fearful thing to the come, as it's written. It is a fearful thing to come into the hands of living power. You know, um, 1 Samuel 2:6, and it reads, "The Lord Yahweh killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up." Right. So it's the Lord kills and make alive. In this lesson, I'm doing this lesson for the newly coming into Akim. A newcomer, a new viewer that if you come across this video, and dealing with, the basics, knowing the true characteristics of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, whom the world ignorantly calls God, and that He brings judgment, and that the Lord is not a Mr. Nice Guy. As the Christian church deceive their congregation, you know, the Lord is a man of war. He ain't no punk, you know. So because Christianity will make you think that the Lord is docile. He don't do nothing. Nah, when you read the scriptures, the Lord is a terrible and great power, man. And He's to be feared. You see, um, and as the scripture says in Psalms 9:16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which He executeth. Right, so the Lord is known by His judgments which He executeth, man. Because in the ancient world, the head Father Yahweh was well known by His judgments. You know, and the Lord is going to bring back. Everybody's going to acknowledge is going to acknowledge Yahweh by Shemosai very soon. Because the scriptures talk about the Lord hideth is a power that hideth Himself, so He hid Himself for some time. But now the Lord is going to start acting, bringing His judgment, man, and we are seeing it already. Within the so-called New Year, there's been hella judgments on these celebrities, man. The stars of heaven been falling down because the Lord is fed up with the wickedness of our people. You know that's in these higher positions. That's um, causing our people to err, to sin. You know, so the Lord is fed up, man. It says the wicked is snaring the work of his own hands, hating on Salah. That's right. So let's go to Apocrypha, Sirach 15 and verse 13. The Lord hateth all abomination, and they that fear Yahweh love it not. Right. So the Lord hateth all abominations, man. So this transformers, people changing their gender, the Lord hates them. You know, the Lord hates when um, men, men, having two men having sexual relationships and two women having sexual relationships. The Lord hates that. You know, the Lord hates when a person sleeps with animals, having sex with animals. The Lord hates that. That's an abomination. That's a very filthy and disgusting act. Just to name a few things that the Lord hates. The Lord hates when our people worship other gods. You know, it says, "And they that fear Yahweh love it not." Yeah, because those the ones that fear Yahweh are the elect, and they don't love abominations. Because they're in the same spirit of the Heavenly Father Yahweh. And in regards of hating all abominations that's on the earth, man. You see, and was that it? Nah, I still got some more. Now I'm gonna go to the account. Oh, I also want to say before I forget, because the fact that the Lord brought the flood upon the whole earth and only delivered 8 souls, which is Noah and his household, that proves the Lord is not about all love. The Lord destroyed the whole earth through a flood during the time of Noah, so that proves the Lord is not all love. The Lord smit uh, all the firstborn of the Egyptians. That proves the Lord is not all love, man. You see, so those are two great examples that happen according to the scriptures to prove that the Lord is not all love. You know, and He's a God of judgment. Um, this is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 1. And it reads the vision of the slaughter. Now, when you read the previous chapter, the wicked elders of Israel, they were worshiping, other gods, and worshiping creepy things and stuff. And a woman, there was Israelite woman, that was weeping for Tammuz, which is another god, and this is, when we read this chapter, this is the Lord sending out the angels to judge those wicked Israelites for being in that behavior, or doing those evil practices. But this is Ezekiel 9:1. And it reads, He cried also in my ears with a loud voice, saying, Cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. Every man with his destroying weapon in his hand, them are the angels, you know. And behold, 6 men, which the 6 men are the angels, 6 angels, came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand. And one man among them was clothed with linen, which this is an angel as well, with the writer's inkhorn by his side, because the angels, they give account on everything. You know, uh they go to and fro on the earth, and they give account on what's happening on the earth, and uh you know they they tell the Most High when they go back to the spiritual realm. You know, it says, and they went in and stood beside the brazen altar, and the glory of Yahweh Israel was gone up from the cherub whereupon he was to the threshold of the house. And he called the man clothed in linen, which had the inkhorns by his side. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and not cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right, so this mark is not the mark that you will read in Revelation 13:16, the charagma. That is not what that's talking about. Now this mark is from the Hebrew word dawa, dawa, which means as a sign of exemption from judgment. So this mark in Ezekiel 9:4 is talking about an exemption from judgment, which only applies to the elect, because the elect are the men that sign and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, because they have a righteous spirit, and they cried out against the wickedness that Israel was doing in his time, beginning on with Ezekiel, because Ezekiel, he was part of the elect, you know. It says, and to the others, to the other angels, he said, by hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay early, old, and young, both maids and little children and women. So the angels was, was killing old and young, maids and little children and women, you know. And that's gonna happen in today's day, man, because a lot of women get off scot free just because they're women, and especially if they have a nice body and they're attractable looking. But now the Lord's not like that, man. You know, because the Lord is no respect of persons. But come near, not near any man upon whom is a mark. So the angels, they wasn't gonna kill the elect, the ones that was exempt from judgment, because they were the ones that was crying out to the Lord of all the wickedness that was going on during this time. Beginning on with Ezekiel. It says, "And begin at my sanctuary." Then they began at the ancient men, which are the elders of Israel, because they knew better. They were the ones that taught Israel the law, the priests and stuff, man. So they knew better because they were leading Israel astray. It says, then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house. And he said unto them, defile the house and fill the courts with the slain bodies of Israelites, both men and women, little, old woman, young woman, old men, young men, of Israel. It says, and they went forth and slew in the city, man. And it came to pass while they were slaying them, and I was left. So this is Ezekiel speaking. That I fell upon my face and cried and said, Yahweh the Most High, wilt thou destroy all the residue of Israel in that pouring out of the fury upon Jerusalem? So the Lord sent the angels. The angels killing a lot of them wicked Israelites so much that Ezekiel thought, they was going to destroy all of Israel, you know, and that's just how powerful the angels of the Lord is, man. You know, it said, "Then say unto me, the iniquity of the house of Israel and Judah is exceeding great, and the land is full of blood, and the city full of perversenesses. For they say, the Lord Yahweh hath forsaken the earth, and the Lord seeth not." So these wicked Israelites, they were being prideful, you know. And as for me also, my eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense their way upon their head, man. Yeah, so recompense means to pay back, so you reap what you sow. So if you Israelites in today's day, because this is gonna happen again. Because remember, when all hell break loose, when Jacob trouble finally come, the Lord's gonna go all out, man. The Lord's gonna show His full power. The Lord gonna be sending angels, demons to destroy these people, man. You know, and you reap what you sow. So if our people, if you was worshiping other gods, keeping these pagan holidays, the Lord's gonna pay. It's gonna recompense you, man. It's gonna destroy you for that. But if you repentant and you was part of the elect, then the Lord is gonna spare you. He ain't gonna destroy you. You know. It says, "And behold, the man clothed with linen, which is an angel, which had the inkhorn by his side, reported the matter, saying, I had done as thou commanded me." Yet proving that the angels, they hearken unto the voice of the Lord's commandments, and they don't disobey His word. They're obedient. The angels are obedient, which angel just means messenger. You know. So that was pretty much the point. I brought this chapter out to prove that the Lord is not is the Heavenly Father Yahweh, whom the world enemy calls God, is not all love, you know, and He's no respect of persons, man. Romans 2:11, for there is no respect of persons with Yahweh. Yeah, so if you're a little baby or if you're a old man or woman, if you're meant to get judged and you're not part of the elect, the Lord gonna take you out, man. The Lord is not like men, that will have pity on a baby because it's a baby, you know, or or have pity on an old woman because it's an old woman. No, if that person is wicked and they not part of the elect, the Lord gonna destroy them, man. You know, and that's why the Lord is to be feared. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Lord willing, I was edified, and till next time, Shalom.